Hi, thanks for stopping by. I want to work on this page today, and here is a color list. Just push pause, copy it down real quick. The page you can actually get over on Etsy, and it's at Pam One Stroke. Just takes one stroke of the pencil at a time to get through this. All right, I am going to start up here with the yellow flower. I've been doing flowers. I'm going to start up here with the yellow star. And so I have my two yellows. I am using the Prismacolors, 917 and 942. 917 is going to be the really bright yellow. And I'm going to get started. Make sure my plastic's underneath. Yeah, I think this page sells for like $1.50, so it's not really bad price-wise. I feel like my lead is broken. Oh, it is. So hang on while I sharpen, and I will be right back. Okay, I'm back. So anyway, I believe the page is $1.50 for the coloring page. And once you've paid for a coloring page, whether it's in a book or off Etsy or whatever, you can pretty well print that out and color it as many times as you want. So it's a good way to practice your coloring and to practice shading. This page I like because it reminds me of Christmas at my grandma's. My Aunt Pat, she always made the cutout cookies at Christmas. And then she would sit, and her cookies, oh my gosh, they were so much better than any of this could have been. She used toothpicks to put the eyes on the little faces. And she really went all out. And I can just imagine now what her grandkids must think of Christmas with them. You know, all the funness. So anyway, I just love a page with cookies and candies. It just takes me back to the good childhood memories that I do have. And so many times as adults, I think we kind of forget those. And this is also a good page that you could print out and put with a very basic set of colored pencils and give to someone as a gift to encourage them to start coloring. So, and by going on Etsy and buying, you're not getting a whole book and feeling like you've got to do the whole thing to get your money's worth. You can pick and choose which pages you want, and you've got a few pages here and there instead of a whole book where you might have bought the whole book for maybe 3 or 4 pages that you liked, and now you're storing that book because you don't know what to do with the rest of it. So sometimes I think there really is a good use for purchasing some things like that. Now, I will tell you, on this Etsy, there is a download. So you merely download it and print it off. There's no shipping, there's no extra charges. And if you're shopping in the middle of the night and you get a downloadable Christmas or any type coloring page, you can download it right then, and you've got it right then. You're not having to wait. So, okay, now my other yellow, it is Yellow Ochre, 942. This is going to be my shade color. So I'm going to come right around in here, and I do not know if these are the same colors I used last time I colored this sheet. To be honest with you, did not write all those down. So this time I am writing them down. This is not dark enough. Okay, so I'm going to put this out of the way, and I am going to pick up my color wheel, and that was yellow ochre, and my original yellow is this one. Now there's not another one behind this, so I'm actually going to feather back into my browns and see if maybe I can just find one of those yellowy browns and do some circular motions that will help to at least let that look a little bit shaded. And I think I'm going to use this light umber. It's 941. So let's do this real time, okay? So 941 is coming in, and hang on a sec, 917. Was I even doing the right color, or was I doing the same color again? No, that's right. Okay, so we're taking out 917. It just, looking at the barrel, it looks like it should have been dark enough. So again, that's one of those times when you, in fact, yeah, it's one of those times where you can't look at the barrel. It's not being truthful with the color that's needed. So now I'm going to find 941 and use that. Did I already pull that for something else? No. Okay, so 941 is right here. Now that's brown going on yellow. So I want to go very lightly with it. Very light. Because I just want the hint of a shadow. Okay, the cookie is underneath the chocolate covered pretzel. So, and you know, you can pause this at any time and go run that page off. Just run it off onto a piece of scrapbooking cardstock or something. Now, before I get too far, let's make sure this is going to work right. And then you can come back over and color with me. Yeah, see there? See how it looks dimensional now? Okay, I'm going to go ahead and zoom you in some. Hopefully it will stay focused. Let me pull you back on a little bit. There we go. So now under all the edges, I'm doing just this light, ever so light touch of brown. Still going in my circles. This can be a confusing piece because there's so much detail on it. But again, that may be part of why I like it so much. It's because of all that detail. But if nothing else, maybe you'll learn a little bit about layering. This is part of that cookie. I'm still wondering which yellow. Yeah, let's use this yellow. Much better. Okay, so I'm going to flip the page one more time. Let's make sure we've got the right yellow going. This is 917. So I got rid of 942. Okay, and this, again, this is part of real time. This is what happens when you do real-time coloring. You know, sometimes you decide to change out your colors. You're just going to have to flip back and forth and write them down and record and make changes where you need to. And see, this is all shadowed now. I'm just blending. I'm using the lighter shade of the two to do my blending. If you're used to using a coloring stick that's one of those colorless coloring sticks, or a blending stump, tortillon, whatever, then you go ahead and do that. Not a problem. Come in here. This is underneath. This right here is underneath that piece of ribbon. Yeah, we're going to be doing twisted ribbon in this. Okay. We'll be doing candy canes, how to make them look rounded to the back. We'll be doing pretzels, how to make them look like they've got icing on them. Ribbon candy. Okay. So there's that first one. I'm not sure I need to do all of these for you. I'll go ahead and do some more here. This is an easy page, but with loads of detail. Okay. Let me come back up and just finish one, just in case I get going and this time's out. Okay. The browns. Oh yeah, this is them. So I'm going to take this brown and just come in here. This is $9.45. And then over here, you see how I stopped a little distance from the edges? That's because I'm going to add a little bit of the darker color there, because it's shadowed. Well, I like how that icing's just dripping down the side of that cookie. It's shadowed right there from where it's going around the edge. So I left it a little bit lighter. And then here it's under the ribbon. So it would be a little bit darker there, just ever so slightly, not a lot. Okay, and then I have this red. It is a crimson red. I don't know why they make it so hard to read these numbers. Look at that. So it is $9.24, I think. Let's see what I wrote down over here. Yeah, $9.24. That's wild. Okay, on this, these are those sprinkles. So they just go wherever. I try to skip like every other one. Put that red on after you've done the yellow. Same with the green. You don't want to be going around these and actually smear into it and then smear that green through the yellow. So do those last. But yeah, there's a little Christmas cookie. All right, so carrying on. I'm going to go ahead and do some of this brown. It's under the edge. It's under the edge of that bow. It's under the edge of this cellophane wrapper. So see, this will be a good tutorial, doing cellophane under the edge of this ribbon. So lots of edges to practice with. Seeing what's on top, what's underneath, getting the shadows, blending. And again, these are Prismacolors. They're the wax-based soft core Premiers. It's not to say you can't be doing this with some other pencils. I may change out a little bit and go to another pencil whenever I change over to doing a different item on the page. We'll just see. Long, beautiful flipped ribbon. I love doing ribbons. So that'll be a lot of fun. And never feel like you have to use the colors I'm using. I am just putting it out there. There's no hard and fast rules on the colors. There are no color police. I've said that so many times, you're probably tired of it. But nobody's going to say, oh, you have to do that color. You know, if you do candy canes and you want them purple and white and pink striped, you know what? Go for it. It's yours to do with. And I saw I got into that one right there. I'm trying to get in the habit of actually erasing when I see my mistakes, so I don't have to go back in and do them later. Now, Prismacolor is harder to erase, so just be warned on that. There is an eraser. It's a black eraser. And I believe they have it at Hobby Lobby. And the name of it escapes me right now. Let's see if it's laying right here. I do not see it laying here, so it must be packed in my to-go bag. I want to say it's like a Fractus 18 or something. But it's a good eraser for these Prismacolors. And you can get them at Jerry's Artorama. If you have one of those stores locally, you can just walk in and buy one. I think last time I was by a Jerry's outside of Austin, I picked up 2 or 3 and only paid like 50 cents a piece. But again, that's a discount art store. You're not going to find them at that price local. They're probably going to be $1.99 or so, which is still not bad for an eraser that works on Prismacolors. Okay, so just getting this yellow and then doing my shading under anything that's laying on top. Oops, there's more cookie down here too. Believe the time. Yeah, we're still running. Okay, good. I have to stop and look from time to time, because even though it's a new phone and it works well, I don't always work well with it. Still learning the ins and outs. Okay. So just coloring along. Let's see, that goes under there, so it comes out here. Now I'm not going to do that last cookie on camera. I will go through it with you before we leave, but I don't want this video to take forever. Your shading on this last one, okay, on this one, the shading is going to be right there. That's all, just right there. And you're going to do it the same as the one we're on right now, just in the little circles right next to what it's laying underneath. Oops, just right there, and then here. So the shading on this one is only in this area, okay? All the rest of that's going to be yellow, and then with your dots. And then you're going to do the same thing with that chocolate underneath. Okay, so then I'm going to take my browns. And I'm trying to remember which one was light and which one was dark. Okay. This one's the lighter one. So I'm coming in with it. This one's the darker one, number 81. The 1081 is a little darker. Then the reds and greens. And I'm just doing these solid. I don't see a need to try to get them looking real dimensional. They are merely sprinkles. They don't need a lot of dimension. They're just flat, shiny little sprinkles. Okay, now where did I get in? I got in a little bit right here. Okay, I think that's the only spot I messed up on that. Yep, looks good. Oh, maybe a little right there. Okay, so there's that. I do see just a little bit of blending that could be happening better here. And again, if you need your colorless blender, get it out and use it. Okay, so I am going to do this one off camera, and then I will be back and we will attack the next part of this. Hopefully by then you'll be able to go over and download yours and get started on it. Or maybe you've got another page that's got little cookies and candies and stuff on it. All right, see you in a bit.